Good morning. 2 days post-shoot. 2 days post-shoot, 2 training sessions down. Very much enjoying these post-shoot sessions. I'd had a couple of days without training before the shoot. The shoot itself wasn't like training. I mean, obviously it's hard work. Anyone who's done anything like that will know, going through just holding poses, and yeah, it's a workout in itself, but not like the same as actually having a workout. So I was really quite desperate to get some good sessions in whilst I was here as well, because that little gym is a really cool little gym. There's some really nice equipment and stuff. So I really wanted to make sure that I had some good sessions while I was down this way, and I have done just that. So yeah, 2 days post shoot, push and pull done. We move on to the next destination today. So we're heading over to Leeds. So that means that so far we've driven over from France. We've been to Norfolk to stay with my mum and dad. We've been to Birmingham Way to see Lara's brother. And we've been in Manchester to see my brother and also to get my photo shoot done. And then today it is over to Leeds to go and catch up primarily with Lara's friends and family. Lara is a Leeds girl, so she still has lots of friends and family over that way. So yeah, just on the way to get some petrol, make sure the car's filled up, then get back, get showered, get the car all finished packing up, little bit of work done, try and get Louis fed, and then hopefully we're gonna make our way. The usual chaos, and then the hope, and I say hope because who knows what's going to happen. The hope is that once we get to our destination in Leeds, Louis will have a nice little nap. He'll have quite a long nap with any luck, because he's been napping particularly well of late. So pay a pump, we can go this one. Yeah, so we're hoping he'll have a really good nap, and that'll allow me to get a decent chunk of work done. So petrol station it is, back home to get sorted. First session at Ultraflex Normanton completed. Really good session. Legs today. Managed to get on a lot of the Gymloco equipment, a brand that I very rarely have access to, because it's probably not the kind of stuff that chain gyms, generally speaking, are gonna invest in. So really nice to have that. Super smooth. Like just felt really good, like as kit goes, just really smooth. Used the hip press, the hack squat, the leg press, really just playing around a little bit. I mean, I wasn't pushing anything like crazy hard, because given that I'm at where I'm at, a few days post shoot, sort of trying to get myself back into a good amount of training. So yeah, didn't go absolutely crazy, but it was good. Yeah, really good session. So I'll be back there for the next few days, just doing a little bit of different things. They've just got some really good kit in there. It's one of those things that I just love being in there and being able to use the different bits of equipment and stuff. So I'll probably end up, tomorrow's going to be a little bit of a short session. The gym doesn't open till 8 o'clock anyway, and then we've got to be away reasonably early because we're out for the day, taking the kids to a place called Diggerland, and I think the plan is to be there for 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to pop a load of like the training footage and stuff we'll be playing through while I'm chatting, because it's far more interesting than me sitting in the car. So you'll get an opportunity just to see the different bits of kit that I was using. But yeah, all in all, very happy. On the way back now. The only slight downside is that gym doesn't actually open until 6 o'clock in the morning, so it just means my day is a little bit more delayed than I would ideally like it to be, but it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not the end of the world. As I say, still managed to have a really good session, and that was the main aim. So yeah, we'll get back home, get something to eat. Everyone else, I believe, is now awake, which is always a good thing. It's just gone 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll keep the idea, honestly, for the next few days is probably going to be similar kind of stuff in terms of just sharing little bits of the training footage. Christian's bumped my food up this morning, so a nice little increase to the food, just to sort of gradually creep things up. You know, you don't want to go mental in these situations and end up adding a ridiculous amount of body weight in no time at all. But you do want to be getting the food back up again, because, you know, I have been eating relatively low food for a little while now. So yeah, as I say, let's get back, get some food in, go and see everyone, and take the day from there. Good morning, Saturday morning, fairly early, not crazy early, 10 to 9. Second session at Ultraflex done, a little bit of a push session, fairly rushed on. I didn't have long, it doesn't open till 8 o'clock at the weekends, and we are going out for the day, so I really needed to be back by 9-ish, get myself sorted, get myself showered, get myself ready, and then we're aiming to meet people at 10 o'clock. The place we're going isn't that far away, so it's not like it's going to take any more than about 10 minutes to get to, but still, I want to make sure that I'm there, I'm sorted, and I'm also giving Lara a little bit of a hand getting everything in, organised and ready. So yeah, decent push session today. Again, I'll pop the little training footage up so you can watch that instead of watching me drive the car, because I'm sure you're getting to the point of being fairly fed up of watching me drive the car, just as much as I'm getting fed up of driving the car, because I've been doing an awful lot of driving since we've been back in the UK. But yeah, just again, it was another one of them where I just wanted to use lots of pieces of equipment, you know, stuff that I just don't have access to. To be honest, you know, the only time I ever really have access to that sort of caliber of equipment is when I come back to the UK. And even then, it's only in certain gyms, like, you know, the Ultraflex gyms are just so well equipped. You know, they really do invest in the kit. It's very much, you know, owned, designed and run by bodybuilders, and bodybuilders who absolutely know what they're after, what equipment works, what feels good, like all of that stuff. And it's so evident. You know, I've said it several times before, but when you're in a gym that is, you know, it's a chain gym, it's something like, you know, like the Pure gyms, the gym groups, the gyms that are basically affiliated with a brand of equipment, whatever that brand is. Usually the ones that are sort of brand affiliated really aren't very good. It just becomes like so evident that the people investing in the gyms aren't gym goers. Like they're in it for like the money, like they're doing what they're doing because it's the cheapest way to do stuff, or that's the nature of what it is. You know, you don't get all of the Gymnaco, the Nautilus, the Prime, like all of the stuff that the places like Ultraflex will have, because there's no single brand affiliation. You know, they can just invest in the best pieces of kit from whatever brand they like, and they do. That particular one is maybe starting to get a little bit tired. I think it was one of the first ones that got opened of the Ultraflex sort of brand, so it probably has been there a decent while now. And yeah, some of the equipment is getting a little bit tired, but still feels fucking good. So yeah, I did a few different presses, a couple of different incline presses, a couple of different flat presses, or pec deck, a bit of shoulder work, and then finished off with some triceps. So a pretty standard push session. As I say, in terms of like the movements, I probably wouldn't ordinarily do as many different pieces of kit, but in terms of the actual volume, it was roughly similar to what I would normally do. Like I don't train crazy high volume. Like I'm normally doing two or three set working sets on every movement that I do. But some of that kit just so good. So I started with the Nautilus. I think I started with the Nautilus incline, which was very nice indeed. And then I moved on to the Gymnaco flat, and then I did a different. getting lost. A different Nautilus incline, I think. I should really have made notes of these things. I just get carried away using the equipment. Then moved on to a Nautilus flat. The Nautilus equipment, particularly the pressing equipment, is really, really good. No, I used the prime incline, sorry, the first movement I did was the prime incline, because it had the different pegs that you can load and change the resistance profile. So prime incline, Gimlico flat, and then I did a Nautilus incline and a Nautilus flat, a Pec deck, which I didn't actually pay attention to the brand of, but I think it might have been a Nautilus one. Went upstairs and did, again, I think it's a Nautilus shoulder press with some dumbbell lateral raises, and then a couple of different tricep movements just to give the triceps a little bit of work as well. So all in all, very, very good session indeed. As I say, I'll pop the training footage in place of me talking. Going to be back home soon, get showered, get sorted, get everything ready, and then we will be heading out to Diggerland. There we go, Sunday morning pull session done at Ultraflex Normanton. Another really, really good session. Honestly, I get carried away because the equipment in there is just so good in comparison to what I'm used to. So same as I've been doing. I'll just pop up the training footage so I can just talk while you can watch me use various pieces of kit. Just some really, really quality stuff. The Nautilus Nitro single arm pull down is one of the nicest feeling bits of kit for that single arm pull down movement. Just feels so smooth. Absolutely amazing bit of kit. Then I did the Prime Extreme Row, which is also really, really nice feeling. Again, with the Prime equipment, you get the possibility to sort of change resistance profiles and load that in different ways. I mean, I'm not really here for long enough to play around with that and need to really, really work on that, but a little bit of different stuff on there. So primarily for me, I just load the middle pegs just because it's the easiest. That's like a fairly even resistance profile. And like I say, while I'm just using it for a session, it does the job. So that was really nice. Then the Prime seated row, again, another fantastic bit of kit. Same approach with all the Prime equipment, as I mentioned, like ability to change resistance profiles and stuff, but stuck to the middle peg primarily. Again, just nice even resistance profile. Another fantastic feeling bit of kit. Then I did a T-bar row, which just pretty much because these things are there, and again, like chest supported T-bar row that I don't have access to on a normal basis, so I have to do my makeshift like Smith machine chest supported T-bar row when I'm at my gym. So that one felt very nice indeed. And then I did, what did I move on to? Hammer strength single arm row. Also felt very, very nice. I like that machine actually. Like Hammer Strength do, some of their bits of kit are really good, like some of their chest presses are decent. That sort of single arm approach to rowing's really decent. Some of their kit's a little bit hit and miss, but yeah, that one felt good. And then I did the hoist lat pull down. If anyone's had any experience with hoist machines, they can feel a little bit strange to begin with. Just the nature of like the whole machine moving with you can feel a little bit odd. It can take a little bit of getting used to, but actually that, again, as like a lat pull down machine, that one feels really, really good. Like some of those lat pull down machines can just be a bit stuck in like the way they move. Just, yeah, sometimes they just don't feel that great, but that one actually is a really, really nice one. So you're sort of pulling the machine towards you as you're moving towards the machine. Like I say, it's a strange thing to get used to, strange thing to see if you're not used to seeing it. But another really nice bit of kit. Then I did a bit of a low row, just again because I was there. I think that was a Hammer Strength low row. So I ended up doing a lot of back movements. Again, I ordinarily wouldn't do quite as many as that, but I did only do 2 sets on everything. So again, overall volume wasn't crazy high. I just wanted to use a lot of equipment. and then went upstairs and did just 2 sets on 3 different bicep machines, again just primarily because I don't have access to them. So another hoist machine, so the sort of D-handle cable hoist bicep curl, again that one feels really, really nice as well. Then I think it might have been Atlantis, the high bicep curl. It also felt really, really good. And then quite an old school Nitram preacher curl, which was pretty good. You know, by that time I was fairly done, but yeah, just a really, really nice session. Again, like just fantastic to have the access to the equipment, even if it is just for a few sessions. It's another beautiful day. It's already 20 odd degrees and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So go home, get sorted. We're off to see Lara's grandma, taking her out for lunch, and then maybe get a little bit of a walk in somewhere at some point. Lara's brother and his family are also coming with us, so we all had a nice day out yesterday at Diggerland, and then yeah, taking Lara's grandma out for lunch today, and then maybe a little bit of a walk this afternoon, depending on what's going on and depending on where people are at and how long people are staying, etc. But yeah, we're hopefully gonna have a nice day, make the most of this sunshine, because usually I wind Lara up about the north being particularly grim when it comes to the weather. And to be fair, it had been until a couple of days ago. But since a couple of days ago, it's been glorious, and this nice weather is looking set to last for a while to come. So when we get back down to my mum and dad's on Tuesday, very much hoping it's going to be barbecue central, because I can't wait. I think we've only had one barbecue this year, actually, when we had friends round to ours. And I do love a barbecue. So hopefully lots of barbecues, lots of good food, controlled food. Don't worry, I'm not going to go absolutely crazy. But yeah, so some barbecued food, and enjoying the sunshine. What is up, everyone? We are Monday afternoon. It's been a busy old week being back in the UK. My shoot was a week ago, last Tuesday, and I'm about three or 4 pounds up from shoot day, which is pretty good, to be honest. Like a lot of that's going to be that fullness again. You know, I've trained basically every day since the shoot, just because I've been feeling fantastic. I'll share the pictures even now, like super happy with where the physique is at. The shoot pictures themselves, I'm gonna share in a slightly different. I'm probably going to do a slightly separate YouTube where I talk for a little bit more about that, but those pictures will get shared. I also need to sit down and properly choose them, because I've had the raw ones, but life has been so busy since we've been back. I've been able to have an initial scan through, but I could do with sitting down and actually taking my time to work through and decide which ones I want edited. So the actual shoot shots will follow, but you can see here where I'm at. You know, what I'll probably do is put the shots from just before the shoot, where I'm at now. These are going to act as a good reference point for pretty much what I'm gonna move basically straight into a phase of growth. It's going to be slow. It's going to be steady. I don't want to be adding loads and loads of fat back on really quickly. I'm enjoying being lean. I like being lean. So, you know, I don't want to rush things. I want to take things nice and steady, but these will definitely act as that initial reference point to know where we're at. But yeah, I feel and look absolutely amazing at the moment, which is a really nice feeling, especially with the weather being as good as it is. It's up to like 32 degrees here at the moment, making the most of the sunshine, feeling, you know, good taking my top off if I want to. I mean, I'm not the kind of person to just bowl about with my top off, but if I did want to do that, you know, I'd be in a really good spot to do that as well. So it's a very good position to be in. Tomorrow, we've got another decent drive down to my parents, so back down to the Norfolk coast. Probably another 3 or 4 hours in the car by the time we've had a little stop in there as well to let Louis stretch his legs and probably for us to have a bit of a wee. And then we're there until we go back to France on Sunday. So a few days at my parents to just enjoy a bit more time with them. Hopefully the weather's going to be good. Lots of barbecues, lots of seaside walks. Opportunity for Louis to get on the sand, because we don't have access to a beach too close to where we live back in France. And yeah, just looking forward to a bit more family time before we head back home. That is the final session in Ultraflex for now. The final one done for now. Final session up north, because we head back down south later today. So nice early one in there at 6 o'clock when it opened. A little bit of a mixture of things. I did a couple of couple of different chest presses just to use a couple of the different chest presses that I didn't use last time. Bit of shoulder work, and then some arms and a little bit of cardio to finish off. So really nice little session to get things going. I was going to train legs, but given that we're facing a 3 to 4 hour drive later on, I thought better of it. I'll get legs done as maybe my next session when we get down south, which will be tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll try and get a nice leg session in tomorrow morning just to get those going. And then I've actually just I haven't actually looked at it yet, but Christian has just sent me my feedback, my check-in reply, and I can see that there's a little bit of updated plans in there. So I will see what they look like. It might be that I pick up those sort of updated plans full and proper when we get back to France from next week, just while I'm here and I've got access to different gyms and it's not quite the same. I might just freestyle it a little bit, but then I'll pick up those plans as the coach has asked me to do. That is why we pay these people. That is why we invest in these people, because they're the ones making these kind of decisions. So yeah, really, really good time up north. Again, I'll just be popping the training footage up sort of behind me, so you're not just watching me talk. But another really, really good session. Feeling good. Another little drop on the scales this morning, so actually back down to 155, which means I'm only now a couple of pounds up from where I was at the shoot or just before the shoot, which means I'm in a pretty decent spot, to be perfectly honest. So on our way back, I'm pretty sure the others will be awake. I've got some check-ins to be getting done, making sure all my work is cleared, and then I think we're going to try and go and get a couple of little bits and pieces just for people, like as little thank yous where they've allowed us to stay. And then the drive will commence, I think, after lunch. I think we're just going to try and get as much done as possible this morning, and then we're going to try and make that drive this afternoon. Hopefully that'll mean that we miss a lot of the traffic, because if we can leave just after lunchtime, we should be there just before the sort of evening rush of traffic. And a lot of the journey that we're about to do is pretty horrible single carriageway, and it can be pretty slow going at times. So yeah, we're hoping we're not going to get caught in too much traffic, but we shall see. You never quite know in these situations exactly what it's going to be like, but hopefully it's going to be a kind journey, because we could do without Louis screaming in the back. Bless him, he's still got cough and a cold. He just needs a bit of time to settle in one place, just as much as we do, to be honest. So once we get to my mum and dad's, we are going to be down there for a few nights before we then drive back to France on Sunday, and then everything will resume from normal from Monday morning. We're hoping that we'll actually get back home around early evening is usually what we manage to do. I don't know what I'm doing here. Right, here we go. Those signposts are terrible. Yeah, I'm hoping we get back home sort of early evening, which will give us a chance to just get Louis fed, bathed, bed, give us a little bit of time just to get ourselves prepped and ready for the week ahead. But yeah, for now, home, sorted, enjoy some time with my parents and my side of the family. I think there's a few people that want to try and see us, which is always really nice. And we'll take it from there. But I'll leave this video here, and I will catch up with everyone in the next one.